Three, two, one, action. What up, everybody? It's your boy Ricky Rick, and your boy Ricky Rick is back with another Ricky Talk. And today is July 22nd, 2026. In case you didn't know, now you know. It's Wednesday, day out of the week. Before I get started, let me just mention and show you guys I am wearing a t-shirt today, a shirt that did not fit me anymore. Your boy is losing weight. I'm on a good direction. I'm 6 months in now. I joined the gym in February and I've been pumping. I've been doing cardio. I've been working on the Stairmaster, the treadmill, weightlifting, bench press, you name it. I've been doing leg press. I've been putting in the work and the results are showing and I'm loving it. I'm like, every day I find myself going into the restaurant. I'm like, less gut, less stomach. I'm really proud of myself, guys. So before we get started to this video, let me give myself a round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's get back into this video. Today's video topic is going to be called The Invite, the new movie out in theaters by Seth Rogen, Olivia, Wilde, Penelope, Cruz, and Edward Norton. Now, this movie, I remember seeing the trailer, and it's about Seth Rogen, who is a married man living in probably like a apartment complex, and their upstairs neighbors, Edward Norton and Cruz, get invited to come down for dinner because Seth Rogen's character, the couple, were reamp their living room. So they were coming to check out what they did with the place. And before we meet Cruz and Norton, we are introduced to Rogen's character and Wilde's character, who they're playing Joe and Angela. And when we meet this pair of couple, they don't seem happy. They don't seem, you can tell right away by knowing them that they've been together for a while. The love is probably dying. And this is where Norton's character and Cruz's character meeting these two characters kind of like sparks something that happens while this invite, So to me, the invite was okay. The invite title of this film can have different meanings. An invite, them having a dinner. The other couple are getting invited to come over to their neighbor's house. The invite of something that plays out halfway through the film when we meet the other two characters. So when we meet Edward Norton Cruz, we discover that Seth Rogen and Wilde's character know that these two love to be intimate. They can hear them. They've been hearing them, especially at night when it's like 3, 4 in the morning. Apparently they're very loud and they like to explore their sexuality, right? So I knew something like this was going to happen. Now, the invite, it turns out these two characters open up and have their little one-on-one time. It seems like Wilde's character and Norton's character have a little bit of history because we find out later in the film that there's something that's been happening between them, not sexually, but just like, their time living together. And with Cruz and Rogen's character, same thing has happened. They have met each other, coming and going down the elevators, where there's been, from both sides, both parties, both couples have had interactions with each other that they picked up that there might be a little bit of sexual tension there, or a little bit of mystery, a little bit of curiosity. And later when we meet all these characters and they finally start bonding, Joe and Angela's character, kind of like, hey, if you don't tell them, I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell them that they need to tone it down, because, yeah, this thing is getting out of hand. When it's presented, like the opportunity to finally mention it, Norton's character and Cruz's character present something of their own by letting them know that they are aware that they have been loud, and Rogen's character has been caught on a Ring camera showing that he gets annoyed when they're doing this, when they're being this loud. Later, when they're told why they are so loud and why this happens so often, they're hit with this big shock that the other characters, Cruz, who plays Pina, and Hawk, who is Edward Norton's character, tells Seth Rogen and Wilde's character, Joe and Angela, that they're swingers, that they like to explore their sexuality with not only with each other but with other people, and they have done these things called sex parties where they invite their friends and they have sex with each other. And Joe and Angela's character are blown away. They start being curious. They're asking them questions. How did this get started? What happens at these parties? How does it lead to them having sex? Like, is there rules? And they kind of break it down, and then it leads to them getting an invite. The invite of Edward Norton's character, Hawk and Pina, asking Joe and Angela if they will be willing to partake on a sexual experience with them. And it's funny. It's funny that this has there's a film like this, because I'm always looking for movies. I'm a movie guy. My family have been movie people, and we're always looking for new movies that haven't been done before. And this is definitely something that I don't recall seeing in theaters or my time growing up. And I'm pretty sure if there was, I probably would not be aware of it because I was young. I was a young kid. But the fact that a movie like this is out, something new, something different, and I feel like there's like, especially the generation that we're in, where it seems like a lot of people are finding harder to find love because the apps. I've been hearing that men are not being risk takers anymore. Women have been stepping up, you know. So for me, a thing that I can relate to, a long time ago, back when I was younger, I got invited to a situation like this where I was put in a situation like this with one of my friends when he asked me to partake on sexual activities with him and his partner. And I'm just like, no, I'm good. Another time with a female friend of mine, she invited me to a swingers party. And I'm like, what? Yes, I've been invited to a swingers party. And I actually gone to one because I was curious to see what goes on, just like these characters in the movie. Like, okay, how does this work? What happens in these things? What do people do? How do people show up? How do people dress? Is it like a regular party? Like, what goes on? I had curiosity. My friend broke it down to me. What happens? What goes on? When I did go, I did not see any sexual activity. Luckily for me, I had to work the next day. But what I did see, I just saw like people vibing, people drinking. And the women that showed up would show up in lingerie, and I guess the guys can show up in shorts or boxers or shirtless, kind of like if you're having a pool day. And I guess you can show up there with your partner if you're in a relationship. Like, I guess the rules are out the window. Like, you are allowed to hook up. I guess you have like a hall pass where you can hook up with somebody. But yeah, it's been quite interesting. And in the film, it plays out. They kind of show you that Joe's character with Pina, they have a little moment where they're about to get down. Angela with Hawk's character, they're about to get down. And Joe's character, don't want to spoil it for you, something happens to him that stops everything. And then we get like the climax of the film where, this film is being described as this. The Invite is a sharp, funny, emotional, honest chamber comedy drama about a married couple whose intense relationship takes an unexpected turn during an evening with their neighbors, set almost entirely in one apartment, and it blends bling humor with raw explosions of love, sex, and commitment. So, yeah, that's pretty much what the film is about. It's funny, it's tense, it's honest, and yeah, in the end, our two main characters, Joe and Angela, as bad as their relationship might seems by the end, by almost exploring this possibility. They realize their love for each other. They still care for each other, and it seems there's a happy ending at the end. You know, no point intended. There's a happy ending for our two characters, our main characters. So overall, for me, like it was, when you're like when you live in a world where a lot of craziness is happening, you go to the movies to forget. But some of the tense scenes, I was just like, okay, man, I didn't want to come to see a movie about two people fighting in a relationship. That already happens a lot in people's lives and relationships. But there are funny moments, and the fact that they're being honest is kind of like nice to hear, like honesty on screen. But overall, I think I really enjoyed the film. I will give it the rating that it has on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes is right now it's 96 out of 100, 7.9 out of 10, and IMDb. So for me, I will put it right there. I liked it. Didn't love it, but it was funny. It was something new, something fresh. Go check it out in theaters. The Invite, your boy Rick. If I'm not making you laugh, not making you smile, not giving you say, not giving you something to think about, or you know, whatever, your boy Rick ain't doing his job, and you already know your boy Rick does his job. Until next time, this was a Ricky Talk. This was the topic, The Invite, on a movie review with yours truly. Have a great day. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye bye.